Oh my god, ladies and gentlemen, that was a hell of a night too, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Danrvdtree2000, also known as Danrvdtree2000 on Xbox Live, and I just watched night 2 of WrestleMania, and as you can see, I'm wearing my Big Dog Unleashed t-shirt from the main event where Roman Reigns defended his Universal Championship against Edge and Daniel Bryan, and my god, what a WrestleMania it was. And you're probably thinking, why is it so bright out? It's because I woke up very early just so I could get this out of the way. But in all truthfulness, this is actually my 6th attempt, and I thought I would wear a t-shirt to honor the WrestleMania. Yeah, I've already watched it. It was good. It was brilliant. And so what I've got up on here on my screen is just I'm going to go through the order of the matches and winners and losers to remind myself which matches were when and to remind myself who won. And the first matchup of night 2 was The Fiend Bray Wyatt versus Randy Orton. And it was a really good matchup, and then it had a very interesting plot twist at the end where out of that big box, Jack in a Box, that devil in a box, came Alexa Bliss dripping with black ooze. He and The Fiend was falling in love like a distraction from her. He turns around and gets hit with the RKO, but the story is it's about The Fiend and Alexa Bliss, and Randy Orton got out there and he is finished with them, but the story between Alexa Bliss and The Fiend has only just begun. And I actually saw, honestly, I saw a lot of negative reactions for that ending, and saying that Bray Wyatt was buried, but he is not buried, ladies and gentlemen, not buried at all. There's storytelling to be happened afoot. As I will now go on to the next matchup. And ladies and gentlemen, the next matchup was the Women's Tag Team Championship matchup, as Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler went one-on-one with Natalya and Tamina, who won the Tag Team Turmoil on night 1. A chance to face the champions on night 2, but unfortunately they could not get the job done as Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax retained the championship. So congratulations to Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. They are going to be some very top heel champions by the end of this one. As we'll all go on to the next matchup. Ladies and gentlemen, was Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens. And, well, he had Logan Paul at ringside watching it. Didn't commentate or anything, he was just sitting there watching it. And, my God, it was a back and forth type of matchup. But, well, Kevin Owens got a hold of Sami Zayn. He said, "Hey, you made me do this." And he hit the stunner onto Sami Zayn. And it was 1, 2, 3... Kevin Owens with the victory. And after the matchup, Logan Paul got into the ring and it was congratulating Kevin Owens, and Kevin Owens was like, "Wait a minute, what the fuck are you doing?" and gave him a good old stunner for his problems, and he walked on out with WrestleMania or KO Mania with a victory. As I go on to the next match. It's championship matchup, as Riddle at the time was the United States champion, as I say at the time, because at the end of the night, it was one big movesault turned into a brew kick that made Sheamus the brand new United States champion, fella. And it was a very good matchup overall. I'm going through this as quickly as possible so that I don't have to upload any more of these wrestling videos for WrestleMania, because I'm actually getting bored and tired of these copyright strikes. Next matchup. And the next matchup is Big E defends his Intercontinental Championship matchup in a Nigerian drum fight where no drums were harmed in the making of this matchup, as no Nigerian drums were used in this matchup. A table was used, still steps were used, even a couple of kidney sticks were used, but not a single drum. Yeah, they may have been thrown into them at least once, but nothing really big happened. The only big thing that happened was Danrvdtree2000 came down and helped, helped Apollo Crews win the Intercontinental Championship, because as Apollo Crews was going to frog splash Big E through the table, Big E moved out of the way, hit him, picked him up, and was going to hit him with the big ending, but out of nowhere came Danrvdtree2000, but everyone was watching knew who he was, apart from the commentators. They didn't know who he was. Michael comes in, "Who's this monster? I don't know who this monster is attacking Big E," when we all know it's Danrvdtree2000. So in the actual proper reactions, I was going, "Oh no, this monster, I'm gonna play along too." So yeah, apparently Danrvdtree2000 is now best friends with Apollo Crews, and I don't know what's going to happen there. We're on SmackDown. We'll have to find out, as it's on Friday night SmackDown, as we'll have a coronation of some kind for the new Intercontinental Champion, Apollo Crews. Up next is my brutality, as Rhea Ripley went one-on-one with Asuka, the Raw Women's Champion, for the Raw Women's Championship in a very good effort of a matchup. It was a back and forth type of matchup, but in the end, Asuka got caught by the tidal wave. Is it called the tidal wave? Something. Oh no, that's a tidal wave. Something like that. Well, anyway, it's Rhea Ripley's finishing the maneuver. Then, boom, 1, 2, 3, and new Raw Women's Champion, Rhea Ripley. That was probably, to me, a 3.5-star matchup. Throughout all of both WrestleManias. I mean, this was night 2, but I liked it. As we go on to the final matchup. And the final matchup was the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns defends his Universal Championship against Daniel Bryan and the Rated R Superstar Edge, the 2021 Men's Royal Rumble winner. Of course, speaking of Royal Rumble winners, the Women's Royal Rumble winner, Bianca Belair, won her match, and of course, Rated R Superstar Edge had to go and lose his, because he hit Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns with everything he got, including a concerto to Daniel Bryan. That was Daniel Bryan out cold, but before he could hit Roman Reigns with the same maneuver, here comes Jey Uso again, attacking Edge out of nowhere. He manages to get Jey Uso out the way, but before anything else can happen, Roman Reigns gets back up. He knocks out Edge. He then hits Edge with a concerto just for good measure. He pulls them both, Edge on top of Daniel Bryan, and 1, 2, 3 pins both Edge and Daniel Bryan, and he's still your reigning, defending Universal Heavyweight Champion, the Tribal Chief Roman, and the head of the table, Roman Reigns. And that was night 2 of WrestleMania. This has been hosted by Titus O'Neil and Hulk Hogan, and altogether I would give it both WrestleManias 1 and 2 8 out of 10, because there were a couple of shitty moments that I thought deserved a bit of credit, like, with Bad Bunny and everything, but it was good. WWE pulled off another great WrestleMania. I can't wait for next year's. And until next year's WrestleMania, of course the next pay-per-view being WrestleMania Backlash. And until then, when I do my review for that, because chances are I get another copyright strike. Yeah, it'll be reviews from now on out. No more reactions, just reviews. And that'll be it. We'll record myself at the end of the show, and I will jot down the winners and losers so I can remind myself. Okay? So sorry about this delay for the night 2 of WrestleMania, but be patient because of the way that YouTube works with copyright and everything. I hope you understand that. And until next time, I'm Danrvdtree2000, also known as Dan 2x15 on Xbox Live. Until next time, bye-bye. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you want to watch the previous video, click on the video on the left. But if you want to watch the playlist, then click on the video on the right. Also, feel free to click subscribe by clicking on the Master Chief icon on the top.